Okay, we're going to finish the warm-up activity with shape number 10. We're going to be using copy and paste or copy to endpoint to create this pattern. So it's all about recognizing the pattern and understanding where to copy from and where to place it. So let's move over to the drawing. Okay, get rid of this and we'll show you how we got there. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to start off at 0, 0 here. I'm going to use the left side of the workspace, and I'm going to draw, and I'm going to make sure snap is turned on. I'm going to just draw a random line, but it's a straight line. Ortho's been turned on, so I know from this that it's a 1/2 inch, so I'm going to use offset. I'm going to set that to 0.5. I'm going to offset that up. Okay. And then I'm going to draw another line right here, and I'm going to offset that over 2, then 2.5, because the whole shape is a 1/2 inch thick. So I'm going to offset 2, enter, and then offset 0.5. Okay, before I trim anything out, I want to make sure I have this line up here. So they don't give you that number, but it's assumed that this segment is 2 inches, and so is this. So again, I'm going to offset 2, offset this line up 2 inches, and then I'm ready to trim things out I don't need. Now I want to be careful about what I trim out here, because I might need some of this to help me pattern the rest of the items. So I'll get rid of this and this. Okay, then I can get rid of this as well. Okay. Now once I have this, I'm going to delete that line. So when I go to copy this, I'm going to take this whole shape, and what I'm going to do is copy from this point here, and if you have any difficulty snapping onto an endpoint, this is where you turn off snap. That is going to be our base point for our pattern. Okay, but before I do that, I'm going to draw my circles first. Okay, so I've got a center point, and I know this is 2. It's saying that it's 1 inch by 1 inch. So again, I'm going to use offset here. I'm going to set that to 1, and I'm just going to offset these 2 lines up and over. Then I have to know the diameter. The inside diameter is 3/4 of an inch. The outside diameter is 1/4, 1 1/4. So I'll start with the outside circle. Circle from this endpoint, D, enter, and that's going to be 1.25. The next circle at that center point, D, enter, is 0.75. Okay, now before I copy this pattern, I'm going to get rid of these setup lines, and I'm good to copy now. So I'm going to highlight everything. I'm going to find the copy icon, and be careful to watch what the snapping points are. I'm copying from this point here to this point here. How many times am I going to do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to hit escape and be done with it. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles. I'm now going to take this line right here, and I'm going to copy that from this point here to this point here. Okay. And now I'm going to get rid of things I don't need. And the drawing is done. I might need to trim out a few things. Okay, so the last piece, right here, this has probably been copied along a few times, so we'll just keep deleting them. There we go. Highlight this, and I'm going to trim this last segment. Okay, that looks fairly consistent. If you want to double check before you copy and paste, there's a dimension tool up here. which allows you to check to see the width of this object by clicking on the endpoints, and it says that's 12 inches, and that's 12 inches. Or I can check to make sure my center points are in the right location. It's 2.5 inches. So is that. Okay, this drawing looks about done. Again, go to the sheet window. In your search box, type in snip, bring up your snipping tool. You copy and paste that right into shape number 10. Control C, Control V. And if you want to, you can make that a little bigger so we can check that. Okay, that concludes shape number 10.